One of the most successful songwriters working today is Lin-Manuel Miranda, who seems like he's always working on something, whether for the stage or in movies. He has built up an impressive catalog of songs, but he has also proven to have a good sense of storytelling and a cinematic eye. Why has Lin-Manuel Miranda become so in demand? I think a number of factors has played a role in his impressive rise. He first broke out with the stage musical In the Heights, which already showcased his ability at writing catchy and energetic hip-hop numbers, and it even won the Tony Award for Best Musical. He worked on a number of theatrical productions after that, including writing songs for Bring It On the musical. He also appeared on Sesame Street, playing a real estate agent trying to get Big Bird to move to a new home. He even contributed a few songs to the show. Other television credits include writing songs for the Electric Company and guest starring in episodes of House. What really launched Lin-Manuel Miranda to the big time was the musical Hamilton, a depiction of founding father Alexander Hamilton. Doing a show about historical figures using rap and other modern music styles is such a wild idea, but Miranda and his director Thomas Kail were able to make it work. I have not had the pleasure of seeing Hamilton on stage, but I did watch the filmed recording and was very impressed. Numbers like The Room Where It Happens, Non-Stop, Satisfied, and What Did I Miss display Miranda's ability of writing memorable tunes and pairing them with inventive lyrics and wordsmith. He and Kail also filled the cast with an impressive roster of performers. It could have easily just been the Hamilton show, but actors like Leslie Odom Jr. as Aaron Burr, Philippa Sue as Eliza Hamilton, and Daveed Diggs as Thomas Jefferson are all allowed to explore their characters to the fullest. Jonathan Groff even gets to stop the show at several points to play a mocking King George III, including singing the hilarious You'll Be Back and its reprises. As is well known, Hamilton was an enormous hit on Broadway and certainly opened a lot of doors for Lin-Manuel Miranda. Although even before the show premiered at the Richard Rodgers Theatre, he was already working on a project for Disney. That was none other than Moana, a job he got after recommendation from Robin and Kristen Anson-Lopez. This animated film about a Polynesian chief's daughter who set sail to help an island proved a great showcase for his songs, which fit nicely into the classic Disney catalog. The standout in the soundtrack for me is How Far I'll Go, Moana's I Want number. Other highlights include Maui's comedic number, You're Welcome, the triumphant third act song, I'm Moana, and We Know the Way, an ode to South Pacific sailors. I remember first seeing the movie and being perplexed by the David Bowie-inspired Shiny, but it's really grown on me since then, an example of the infectious quality of Miranda's songs. The success of Moana has really allowed Miranda to become a part of the Disney family, as he's worked on several of the Mouse's productions since then. For example, he played the role of Jack the Lamplighter in the sequel Mary Poppins Returns. I thought he was absolutely charming, making Jack into a likable part of the Banks children's adventure, and a more than worthy successor to Bert from the first film. His chemistry with Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins was delightful too, and he performed my favorite number in the movie, Triple O Life, fantastic. Another showstopper in the movie was A Cover Is Not the Book, which he performed with Blunt. Watching these two together makes me really want to see them collaborate on another musical together, as they give off an almost Astaire Rogers type vibe. It's not Miranda's only acting role for Disney, as he also provided the voice of Gizmo Duck in the new DuckTales series, giving the right amount of comedy and heroism. Last year saw the release of Encanto, another animated musical with Lin-Manuel Miranda writing the songs. Not only that, he also contributed to the story and was heavily involved in its development. The result was a beautiful film filled with plenty of terrific songs. The introductory number, The Family Madrigal, was my favorite, as it successfully introduced the main concept in 4 minutes. We Don't Talk About Bruno has become a phenomenon since the song's release, and for good reason, as it's a catchy tune that shows the family's different interpretations of the estranged fortune-telling Uncle Bruno. Surface Pressure captures how much the sister Louisa copes with being asked to do so much for her family and the town, and Waiting for a Miracle is another standout number for the lead protagonist Mirabel. Dos Oruguitas was a song submitted by Disney for the Oscars, and it's a lovely, heartfelt song that was actually my favorite of this year's nominees. Lin-Manuel Miranda's association with Disney will continue on the upcoming live-action Little Mermaid remake. He has long said how much the animated film inspired him, so it must be a huge honor working with Alan Menken on writing new songs for Ariel, Sebastian, and the rest of those beloved underwater characters. Now, I have noticed a bit of a backlash to Disney working with him so much, and that they keep hiring him. There's a surprising portion of the Disney fanbase who hates that he gets to work on the animated films and now this Little Mermaid remake. I've even seen the conspiracy theory that Miranda forces himself onto these Disney productions. Yes, why would a company be interested in working with a songwriter of an enormously successful Tony and Pulitzer Prize-winning stage musical? Maybe, crazy idea, I know, they like his songs and enjoy working with him. I think he has more than proven himself worthy of joining the excellent roster of songwriters who have provided music for Disney projects. Of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda has worked with more than Disney in the past number of years. He sang the Magic School Bus theme song for the series revival on Netflix. For years, he'd also been writing the songs for an animated film titled Vivo. DreamWorks Animation actually approached Miranda about the possibility of making an animated musical a few years before Hamilton. Even after the production moved from DreamWorks to Sony Pictures Animation, he remained heavily involved. The songs he wrote for Vivo have a lot of charm and energy, while the more emotional songs also capture the right tone. He even provided the voice of the singing kinkajou at the center of the story, and I thought he was hilarious as Vivo teams up with a spirited young girl when he travels from Cuba to Florida on a mission. Because Lin-Manuel Miranda is apparently not busy enough, he also made his feature directing debut with Tick, Tick, Boom last year, based on Jonathan Larson's one-man show. Starring Andrew Garfield in the lead role, that movie definitely felt relatable, as Larson attempts to show he has the chops to be artistic and talented. He showed a lot of skill as a director with this movie, capturing the struggles Larson went through and doing a terrific job with the musical numbers. It certainly makes me excited for what he will direct next. Lin-Manuel Miranda has built up an impressive collection of theatrical works, movies, television show appearances, and memorable songs that prove how enormously talented he is. Whether he's putting his own spin on the Founding Fathers or adding to Disney Animation's legacy with his incredible music, it's easy to see why he's become so popular and revered. And I'm sure we're only witnessing the beginning of a lasting career. See you next time.